Every time there's a brush fire, depending on the severity and how the 911 call comes in, there can be at least one fire truck tied up on a call at a rate of about $200 an hour to the tax-paying citizen. That doesn't include traffic control, which is usually handled by the police department, or if additional resources are needed, depending on the severity of the fire. Well, the danger most often is the fact that they're not seen immediately when they start, and so they spread rather quickly because there's a lot of places where they can get to, a lot of things that they can burn up, leaves, trees, underbrush, and by the time somebody notices them, quite frankly, it can be too late, where it's spread from one small area of maybe 10 feet to a much larger area of maybe up to 10 acres. It doesn't take but a few minutes because there's plenty of fire load around. When you get into a situation where it's gone beyond the normal brush fire, that somebody may have accidentally discarded smoking material or something of the like, or had a campfire, and you start talking about acreage being burned, as in plural, then that's when you start talking about a wildland fire where you're covering many, many acres, and that will get up into the thousands of acres. We're encouraging folks to not put mulch right up against combustible materials. Combustible materials are things like wood framing or other structures that people normally use as building materials. Things like plastics, vinyl siding can not only combust but can provide a communication point between fire and other combustible materials. Basically, there were fires where there shouldn't have been fires. Okay. Just because they're suspicious doesn't make them arson in nature. We actually like to use the term that they're investigatable or undetermined. There is no real suspicious fire. There are fires, though, that need to be investigated. Right. If you guys are on campus or in and around the campus area in the community here, you should certainly, if you're off campus, call 911 as soon as you can. If you're on campus, contact the safety desk or whatever your emergency number might be on the campus. If it's a situation where you come across something like that, those are the things you should do. The other things we're asking folks to do, just like we're asking everybody in the community at large, if you smoke, discard your smoking materials in a proper place. Put them where they belong. Make sure that you put them in an appropriate receptacle, ashtray, or some other such device, and don't just throw them down on the ground.